From the German perspective, oh, across the ocean where the stars glow, different colors, same flow, German eyes on US sky.
Welcome to the German Perspective, where we pick news from German sources about American events. Today's topic: President Biden's dramatic appeal following Supreme Court immunity ruling. After the Supreme Court's immunity ruling, President Biden addressed the American people with dramatic words. Despite his newfound power, he appeared largely helpless. Joe Biden has never been more powerful. When he addressed the nation from the White House on Monday evening, the Supreme Court's dramatic immunity ruling was less than 12 hours old. Biden's new level of power stems from numerous legal experts who believe the Supreme Court's decision has fundamentally redefined the American presidency. The court's conservative majority ruled in favor of Donald Trump's claim for immunity from ongoing legal proceedings. However, their decision extends far beyond Trump's case. According to the judges, every U.S. president is now protected from prosecution by immunity for official acts. However, they left open what counts as official. Nothing is restricted anymore. President Biden attempted to convey the alarming nature of this ruling in his impromptu speech. "This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America," he said. "Everyone is equal under the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States." The Supreme Court's decision on presidential immunity today has fundamentally changed this for all practical purposes, Biden continued. "The decision almost certainly means there are practically no more restrictions on what a president can do. Thus, the ruling sets a dangerous precedent. The power of the office will no longer be constrained by the law, not even by the Supreme Court itself. The only restrictions will be set by the president himself and him alone," Biden stated. More than 200 years after the founding of this democracy, it would now depend again, like in monarchies, on the character of the ruler. Biden thus warned of nothing less than the end of the separation of powers. The most powerless man in the world. However, Biden's words also contained a lot of helplessness. He could not present a solution to this grave constitutional problem. Although Biden is now very powerful due to the Supreme Court ruling, he seems equally powerless. Today, cynical jokes in Washington suggested that Biden could now dismiss the Supreme Court justices as an official act and reverse their decision with new appointments. Although he would have to break the law to do so, he would not have to fear any consequences thanks to his freshly granted immunity. Of course, Biden cannot do that. At least, he would have to do exactly what he warns against: rise to autocracy to prevent an autocrat, Donald Trump. Faced with this obvious dilemma, the now even more powerful, most powerful man in the world had nothing left but to appeal to his own people and their understanding of democracy. The American people must decide whether Donald Trump's attack on our democracy on January 6th makes him unfit for the highest public office in the country, Biden said. The American people must decide not only whether Trump's willingness to use violence to maintain his power is acceptable, but also whether they want to entrust Trump with the presidency again. Biden's departure from political non-interference. His criticism of the Supreme Court judge's decision thus also became a campaign appearance. Given the thoroughly botched TV debate last Thursday, his alarm speech at the White House was, of course, a welcome occasion to lash out at his political opponent. Biden clearly stated, more than ever before, that Donald Trump sent the violent mob to the Capitol on January 6, 2021, to prevent the peaceful transition of power. This now threatens his predecessor with possible criminal conviction. Therefore, the American people have a right to know before the elections in the fall how the courts will respond. Such interference in the ongoing criminal proceedings against his political opponent had never been heard from the sitting president before. The White House has previously refrained from making any judgments or comments on the processes against Trump to avoid the impression that the president was trying to influence the courts at all costs. Serious times, obvious weaknesses. Biden's advisors seem to have abandoned this strategy. They now accept the accusation from Trump and the Republicans that the trials against Trump are politically motivated. This is also a dilemma for the Democrats. What may have led to this? These are serious times in this century's election campaign. The weaknesses of their candidate are obvious. The weaknesses of the outdated system with a Supreme Court prone to political bias are also apparent. Perhaps, therefore, the White House sees no other way to wake up the population. Usually, the president concludes his speeches with the words, "May God bless America and protect our troops." Today, Joe Biden added another formula. He said, "May God help us to save our democracy." It sounded dramatic, as if now only praying would help. This video was generated using artificial intelligence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more updates. See you next time.
Political storms making us fight from the dawn into the night. What we see from our own light shapes opinion, shapes the might. Through the wall of screens we know, using stories come and go. With a touch of doubt we show, connecting worlds with a flow.